Hi everyone and Pak Tatang. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hi, my name is Wulan and I'm part of the sixth group. We would like to present our paper review, innovation in the service sector and the demand for service-specific innovation measurement concept and typologies. This is from Christian Hip and also Harry Grubb from 2006. Okay, let's dive right in. This is our team from sixth group. Myself, Wulan, and also Mas Dias Perdana. Hi, Mas Dias.
Hai,
Okay, next. Okay. From this paper, there is evidence that the notion of innovation well established in the manufacturing sector, but it cannot be simply transposed to the service sector. From this paper, introduce a new typology with a view to obtaining a better understanding of innovation in services sector. Selected results from the German Innovation Survey, which is taken from the dataset, are analyzed to support the conceptual findings and to identify potential improvements, especially in the service sector. Next slide, please. This is our review. Why we should measure the innovation in service sector? First, from the aspect of contribution. More and more service companies contribute substantially to the macroeconomic and social development. So the innovation in service sector, which is the internal innovation activities in companies, this is the major stimulating force of some companies to grow and also to change. And this is needed also in the service sector. At the current situation, the measurement is using for industrial sector, which is it cannot be used because we see the different. The character of innovation activities and also organization and implementation is different substantially from industrial sector. This is why for two aspects in the role and also complexity, the consequences for empirical results of innovation activities in the service sector are manifold, and also a new form of indicators are needed because we cannot use the indicator in industrial sector. The complexity in innovation is needed, so this is why we need a new typology for services sector. Next slide. The goal from the paper is to identify typical service characteristics that has a big influence in the way innovation and also in the innovation process. There is seven factor or seven characteristics. First, from the aspect of human factor. The definition of innovation needs to be expanded and separated from purely technical innovation. We should be seen also in the aspect of human. The second one is from the organization. Not only use technological development, but equally important, like we differentiating a method in selling and also a method in marketing. From innovation output typologies at the moment, from the theoretical, some service innovation are easily copied. So it's a continuous innovation process. It's necessary. This is related with the shape of innovation in services sector. Intangible. Service products are intangible. So it's the same reason hinders effort towards standardization. Not only should continuous innovation, but also need a standardization. From the customer integration aspect, services are characterized either by very close customer context or by the integration of external process in the production process. This is related also with standardization. So we could, depending on customer contact relationship, I mean, this is relationship, and also in the second one, from standardization of production process. From the structure, obstacle to innovation depend on the size of the company, not which sector it belongs to. So this is from a big company with maybe around from the sample is a company that above 250 employees will more obstacle than the small ones. And then the last one is from regulatory issue. The legal and professional regulation is also depend on what country the company areas is at the core of many services industries. Okay, next slide. From the data set, the services companies can show different innovation pattern compared to manufacturing firms. So this is why the specific approach is really needed for service sector. The data is taken from German Innovation Survey, and from the fact finding, one of the third of the service innovator survey in Germany utilize transport technology as well as measuring and control technology, or automation and environmental technology. So the measurement is using industrial sector. Why this is needed? Because the protection of innovation activities is seen to be extremely difficult, whilst the majority of innovation in the manufacturing sector are protected by some kind of intellectual property right. So we need the standardization. We can be summarized that it can say that German service companies are less innovative than German manufacturing companies. This is also need to consider other ways to understand innovation in service firm, because we should know, is it really less than manufacturing companies, less innovative than manufacturing companies, or maybe there is still no exact way to measure the innovation and service factor. To deep more, Mas Dias.
Okay. Thank you, Mbak Wulan. This time we will discuss how the indicators that affect the innovation process of the service sector. And then this typology has been developed by several experts since the 1980s. It can be seen that 1980s, 1984 until 1997, there are some experts that developed this model, well known, called Freeman-Pavitt-Doshi model, which is established from Pavitt in 1984, Freeman and Sowet in 1997, and then Doshi in 1998. From the three experts, divide the sector in first in scale intensive, supplier dominated, and then knowledge intensive. And then in 2000 era, Christian Hip and group began to explain in more detail the additional aspect, which is called network basis. Let's see one by one the definition of each typology. First, knowledge intensity. When it comes to innovation, that the companies that have innovated are companies that are able to create a scientific-based relationship between the users and the producers. And the second one is network basis. The service product must be based on a large collection of the information so it can access or process the large of data. The third is scale intensity. This definition refers how too much output is issued by a company in building innovations, such as how the ratio between R&D activity to the company's total turnover, and then how the companies are divide the dependent service output degrees of the standardization. The fourth is supplier dominance, which is the innovation companies must be able to maintain their dependence on main suppliers compared to the user. Okay, nice. Okay. From the fourth factor I mentioned before, in this paper, statistical measurements are carried out to determine which factors have a significant influence on the innovation process. From the measurement results, it is found that the knowledge intensity factor has a very high significance for the innovation process, which is around 60% in this paper. And then from that, it's found that only a measurement sample, not a statistical measurement global scale. Therefore, we will discuss the factor intensity knowledge more deeply, which is explained in this table, is macro analysis effects. From this table, is macroanalysis effect carried out to find what impacts are generated from the instances of this innovation process. It can be seen that the process are give an effect of raising employee productivity, which is around 90%, and then from the reliability of service or products around 79%. Then from the result divided into 4 factors so that the analysis carried out more deeply. First is company internal improvements, and then the second one is compliance with environmental standard and safety requirements, and the third is improvement of customer performance or productivity, and the fourth is improvement on the quality of service product. From the fourth factor, it can be concluded that one is the knowledge intensive companies comply to a significantly greater extent with environmental and safety requirements. And then the difference between knowledge intensive business service and then the other service companies with respect to company internal changes and improvement of customer performance are slightly is significant. And the last is large companies depend significantly more on knowledge sources than smaller ones. Thus, from this paper, we will give some perspective. First is the complexity analysis of this analysis that the researcher has already used statistical measurement and supported with theoretical approach, which is taken from some expert in this field. And then the second one is the limited sample that from this analysis maybe need to add more data sample from the companies with more than 250 employees. So it can make the analysis comprehensively again and more sampling, more sampling process. The third is additional industry comparison. Limited industry sector for analysis includes wholesale and retail trade, transport, banking, telecommunication, and technical service. Better if we can add other service industry benchmark like tourism, educational, and healthcare for this analysis. And the last one is the analysis object. This paper has already explained how the innovation system between manufacturing and service industry, but we think the analysis only bring in the industrial aspect. Better if the manufacturing firm and the service firm should be analyzed together from the service product, regardless of the sector, in which they were generated, like from General at 2003, Diriger 2004, Gallup and Weston in 1997, as well as Miles in 2002. That's enough from us. Thank you for your attention. Sorry if any mistake on words. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.